Folks, more Caitlin Clark, Facts and Truth. This is the real facts and truth, folks. Got this from this guy is a Deuce Hoops. I think this guy here, it's like a new YouTuber, but this information is correct. I'm not calling this one's this is the lies and smears about Caitlin Clark, the criticisms of Caitlin Clark. Not all jealousy is not all hate, folks. The media is the media and the so-called black sellouts. The white media and the so-called black sellouts make Mr. Charles Barkley. People call him a sellout sometimes. Sometimes he's a sellout. I mean, but this is all the facts about the chartered flights. That's a lie. She didn't start it. They had chartered flights before Caitlin Clark and other things, folks. But here, this guy will explain it.
The WNBA players are hating, and Caitlin Clark is the only reason the WNBA has private charters now.
Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all ass private charters. Stop being petty, all you women out there. She got y'all ass charters.
Now, I'll talk about the petty and the hating comments that everybody likes to say in a few minutes, but let's talk about the facts first. The WNBA began their charter flights program back in 2022.
Oh, see that, folks? Let's go back.
They began their charter.
See this? Previously, the NBA approved the charter flights in specific instances during a select games in 2022, expanding the program to include the WNBA Commissioner's Cup Championship game and all NBA Finals game. So they had it before, all NBA Finals games, and the certain selected. Certain selected games, they had this before, folks, and they still not all games are still not all the games are chartered flights. So this is the same policy from 2022.
Charter flights program back in 2022, expanded it in 2023, and
see, hey, good. National. We will be expanding the charter flights programs for 2023. They expanded. This announcement was today. Include flights for all put in the game. See.
Expanded it more in 2024. This was happening whether Caitlin Clark was in the league or not.
Exactly, folks. Exactly. That's a fact there.
Charles Barkley has said the same things about Wemby that WNBA players are saying about Caitlin, but apparently they're the haters.
This notion that just because you getting all this hype and you've been kicking ass in France all these years, that don't mean nothing.
See that, folks? He's saying that about Wemby. He's saying that he wasn't too kind to Wemby. He knows that. Some of these players, they're saying this and that. They were saying about Wemby, he's not gonna dominate the league. Which is okay, they could say that. But why are they're knocking, some of these same players are knocking like the WNBA players? I mean, they're knocking the sis. They're knocking the women players. Why? Especially the sisters they're knocking. I mean, they're not, these are black brothers here. They're knocking the sisters. I mean, they're not so-called black. You could say that. Well, some would say that because they have they're white. Most of these, so some of these have white girlfriends and wives, anyways. But I mean, this double standards here. He's been a hypocrite, Mr. Charles Barkley. It's not the first time he's a hypocrite. I mean, the so-called, he said he's not a role model when he was playing.
He step on the court next year.
Then you have Shannon Sharp going on nightcap and blatantly lying for 20 minutes straight.
Yeah, proud of Caitlin Clark. How many private flights do the WNBA player
Oh.
teams take? 0.
See, you guys should know. It's too bad Mr. Sharp should do his research. I mean, I can understand Chuck, but Mr. Sharp, I mean, he's mostly thorough, right? But he doesn't. He should have done his research.
As I already said, this is not true.
Prior to Caitlin Clark, how many games was on TV?
I'm still trying to find the rest of them games.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So,
I'll be honest with you.
Last season, 205 of the 240 games were televised between CBS, NBA TV, ESPN, ABC, and more. It's not hard to find them if you actually try.
prior to Caitlin Clark, what Chamber of Commerce offered their team $100,000 per player before Caitlin Clark?
Bro,
I'm really not sure how this relates to Caitlin Clark, considering
Yeah.
it was Las Vegas that paid the reigning
You see, Vegas tourism, I think, each Aces player for 100,000 in 24 and investigating. It is a proven 100,000 annual sponsorship to teach. Oh, that's pretty good. See there?
two-time WNBA champions, the Aces, $100,000, and Caitlin Clark is playing in Indiana. Listen, Caitlin is definitely helping to push the league forward. There are way more
Exactly.
people watching than ever before, and some of them are tuning in just to see her. But you'd also expect the numbers to die down over time as the people who don't really care about the WNBA stop watching. The casuals that want to just watch Caitlin are just going to watch Caitlin's games. They're not going to decide. They suddenly want to watch.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying all along. How about the games that she's not playing, the other teams? I mean, but those other games, are they going to be, how she's going to affect them? They might, but not right now. It's mostly going to be the games that she's been playing with her teams, with her team in it. I mean, Indiana against some other team, but how about some other, say New York against LA? How that's gonna go? What are the ratings there? It's gonna be a big drop off. How about the attendance in the arenas there? It's gonna be a big drop off. So how she's gonna affect? So the way to grow the game is she has somebody like Angel Reese and the other players, even Diana Taurasi maybe, because she criticized her. That would be a good rival. I mean that will grow the game. Something like that. There has to be just more than one person, folks. Like Magic and Bird. See, Bird was good, but he had Magic. With two guys, you can't just one guy can be the whole league, folks. It has to be more than one. Gonna use this example with the NBA. It's more than one person back then. Then you had Jordan came along. You had Bird, Magic. I mean, if he only had Bird, I mean, or just had Magic. I mean, it wouldn't be wouldn't be the same actually. I don't know how maybe the game it wouldn't have survived. Who knows? But then you have Jordan. See, then you have to have some other players after Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. These other players have to step up. I mean, be promoted, but they'll step up somehow. I mean, these guys, some of these talent and these more talent in college coming out. Juju, and what's her name? The other one, the girl at UConn. She's gonna be coming out. They're both generational talent, so they're gonna be pretty good. They make better than the other talented girls. Although they have talent, Hall of Famers. But I think these girls they're gonna be a big draw to the league. The ones coming out now. But the ones before the Hall of Famers, but I think the league is gonna grow now. You know what I mean? It's gonna grow. You had Sue Bird, you had Lobo. What's her name? And Hammond. And Then you had the GOAT, you had Miller, Cheryl Miller. But now these players coming out. I mean, but Caitlin Clark is not gonna be easy for her. It's gonna take her a while. But the thing is, you see why they got mad. The WNBA players. It's like she's gonna take over the league. Like one player is gonna take over the league. I mean, dominate the league. That's what they thought. It can't happen like that. And it's a lot more physical game, folks. I mean, it's not gonna be that easy. She could do it, but when they put too much, she's just like white hype and so-called expectations, and this is too much. And I feel sorry for Caitlin, actually. There's too much pressure, and Mina's bought it too much. Just let the girl play. Like, let her play the damn game. I mean, don't hype her up. Just make her. She's a great player, great college player. Let her play. Leave her alone. Let her play her game, and she'll figure it out. But I think you're hyping up the game. You're hyping up her game. I mean, and you create more haters. Actually, there's jealousy because you're making her want to be what she's not. I mean, right now, let her play her game. Allow her to fail. I mean, but you're making too much pressure on her. The media, the white media, and these other guys in the coonish media, the black media players. They're not helping the thing. And about race, that's gonna be another. I'm gonna go into it more in the next video. What the View said and Sonny Hoskin.
Watch the Mystics versus Seattle, let's be real. And also,
Yep.
The league has been growing for years. It's not like the viewership was plummeting and Caitlin came in and saved the whole league. In 2023, the WNBA nearly doubled their profits from 2019, going from $102 million to almost $200 million. In 2023, the average attendance went up 16%. Viewership was up 21%.
See, folks, it's growing a little bit, folks. But I think Caitlin Clark's going to be a real boost. It's going to be a real boost. It's going there, here and there. The game's been growing. He's right, here and there. But I think Caitlin Clark, this is going to really boost the game.
And in 2022 and 8% more in 2023. The WNBA social media accounts engagement was up 96%. Just because the league isn't close to being as big as the NBA doesn't mean it's not growing. And the NBA has a 50-year head start. It's going to take some time to get
See
to
that
that.
there? New York Knicks, 1949. The league was founded in the New York City June 6, 1946 as the National Basketball Association of America, BBA. It changed its name to the National Basketball Association on August 3rd, 1949. No, it was called the Basketball Association of America. Okay, then it changed to the NBA, right? Today's name. After merging with the competing National Basketball League, NBL, see? So really, there was a merger. I didn't know about this, folks. Wow. Did not know about this. Women's League. The women's WNBA, National Basketball is a women's league. So it was founded August 24th, 1996. 12 teams, see? Oh no, there's going to be a team in Toronto. Wow.
Level, and Caitlin Clark isn't doing that on her own. Now, the biggest problem with all this misinformation in the media is how disrespectful it is to the players that have actually done something in the league. And don't even let the WNBA
Thank
players
you, folks. Why is Diana Taurasi hiding on Caitlin Clark? The odd couple. Oh. Oh. But Diana Taurasi was right.
an opinion on her, or they're just haters. Jeff Teague even got on his podcast and basically said other players should just let her score.
It's supposed to be like WWE. They're supposed to play hard against her, but y'all supposed to let her kill. Because if she start having bad games and it don't look like it's supposed to look, like what we just seen from college and how we so excited about her coming to the league and changing it, and she don't kill like that, it's gonna like bring it back down to reality. Like, y'all notice the cash cow right here. Like, everything is changing.
But anyways, he said WWE, but pro sports is kind of like WWE in a way, anyways, folks. I mean, some days is fixed, some days is not. I don't know. The way I look at it.
If she having a good year, if she averaged 22, and people like, hey, Caitlin Clark really that deal. The league just gonna get bigger. Give her 4 years to be that, and then all right, now everybody lit. We up, new contracts, everything. Now let's dog her.
I didn't even know Jeff Teague had a podcast, and I wish I still didn't, because that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. Instead of showing all the new viewers that Caitlin isn't the greatest woman to ever touch a basketball, and there's actually other players that are on her level and can compete with her.
Thank you, buddy. Exactly right.
Apparently, they should all just lay down and let Caitlyn do whatever the fuck she wants. But nah, the WNBA players are clearly hating by playing defense and holding her to 40% from the field while leading the league in turnovers. Which, by the way, is exactly what Diana Taurasi said was going to happen.
What will the league have in store for them when they get there?
Reality is coming.
Okay.
You know, there's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it.
Of course.
And you see it on the...
Actually, exactly. She was vindicated. Yep, she was vindicated, folks. And she wasn't just talking about Caitlin Clark. She talking about the players, the rookies that are coming in. It wasn't just Caitlin Clark she was talking about. See, it seems like she thinks she was knocking Caitlin Clark. Was it only Caitlin Clark? It was the young players that's coming in. Angel Reese, and the other one, Bedoza. And there's another girl too. But anyways, the rookies that are coming in, she was talking about them. They're not going to be easy. It's a tough physical game, and these are grown-ass women they're going against, not kids.
NBA side, and you're gonna see it on this side, where you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're gonna come with some grown women that've been playing for a long time.
See, that's base, folks. Real base.
Not saying that's not going to translate, because when you're great at what you do, you're just going to get better. But there's going to be a transition period where you're going to have to give yourself some grace as a rookie.
What will Caitlin Clark's hardest transition going into the WNBA be?
When you talk about how physical the game is, it's just a whole different level. You're talking about the 120 best players in the world, hopefully in peak condition, and that just makes the game harder in itself.
And this clip made everyone lose their minds with think piece after think piece on Twitter and podcast after podcast talking about how jealous other players are. But she was right, and it was never a crazy thing to suggest.
Exactly.
Even NBA players say it about prospects coming into the league, and nobody ever cares.
Phenom.
Yeah.
7'5". Talk to me. How would you guard him? Because I tell people, like, he's elite, hell of a talent. But some of the shit that I've seen, we're not letting him do that in the NBA.
But you're not just dribbling through me like the Harlem.
Exactly. I'm sorry, I saw some of that.
Exactly, folks. Why is it different? Any difference? Why is there any difference, folks? Well, because he's a foreign black player, I guess. Well, he's a foreign player, I guess. You know, they could hate on. You could hate on like foreign players. I guess it's okay, but you can't hate on, especially white though. You could hate on white players, white foreign players. I know that. Cause some of these like even the see, this not they're not looking for a white hope. They're looking for a white American hope. Because you have great white players in the NBA, right? Luka and Jokic. There's two and there's some other ones. And the media's like, well, the players, they don't really like them. They kind of criticize them. And they're not that good. And you know what's that? It's kind of they're kind of disrespected. I mean, some would say that the referees favoring the Jokic. You know, they disrespect them, right? You know what I mean? Because they're foreign players, I think. I think that's why. So there's kind of like a xenophobia in a way. Some of the black brothers, the black players, like they're kind of a xenophobia. I mean, I guess when it's American though, I mean they'll like white American, they'll protect them more. But when it's like Europeans, foreigners, even that example, like in the Wemby, they're disrespecting him. Wemby. Even what's his name? Embiid, he was kind of disrespected. I knows that. Embiid, well, he's kind of not Embiid, Dukumbo from Milwaukee. The Greek freak from Milwaukee. And he was kind of disrespected. I mean, by some when he came in. But now he's kind of, they give him respect now. You know, it's like the foreign players, they disrespect, you know, the black players in the NBA. It seems like. But anyways.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like you said, he a phenom.
I see him doing well. I'm not saying he's no way at all a bust. He's going to be a star, but I think in the beginning it's got to be some type of struggle, just his transition into this game.
But since the media doesn't watch the WNBA, they don't know who the players are, they don't know what players are good. None of these players are allowed to give their opinions without just being called haters. Caitlyn just isn't the best player in the league. Maybe she will be someday, but she isn't out. And it's okay to say that. It's not hating. It's not jealousy. And yes, she's helped the viewership numbers skyrocket, but let's wait and see what it looks like at the end of the season. Let's see what it looks like after all the casuals stop watching.
We love Caitlin Clark. I think she's amazing. I watched every time I possibly could. I think this narrative of like everybody.
It's Becky Hammon, folks. Asia Wilson.
Hating on Caitlin Clark, and even the black and white thing. Knock it off. It's not there.
That's it, folks. And this is my next video coming up. And my next segment, I should go right into it. Maybe I will.
The reason the WNBA is so exciting right now is because a new crop of talent has come in. And that new crop of talent has been led by Caitlin Clark. Now, don't get me wrong. Angel Reese has played well. Other folk have played well. The WNBA has long had it's a stable of extraordinary athletes, a roster of extraordinary internationally gifted talent. The WNBA has never been short on talent, but now the world is watching. And a big reason why the world is watching is because of this woman you see on your screen right now, Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is the all-time leader in points scored, 3 points scored, etc. Many records in college basketball. And she attracted a group of people who don't normally watch basketball, and certainly don't watch college basketball, and certainly don't watch women's college basketball. She drew them into watching. And many of those people are now turning to the WNBA. And there's been a lot of conversation about what this means. Some people have talked about the extraordinary attention that she's brought. And that the attention she's brought, the hoopla that she carries with her, has also brought resources. That you're going to see some private jets now. You're going to see better transportation. You're going to see bigger TV contracts. You're going to see more money because people are watching Caitlin Clark. Now, you might come for Caitlin Clark, but you're going to stay for Aaliyah Boston. You're going to stay for Angel Reese. Right? You're going to stay and recognize that the WNBA has incredibly talented athletes. Caitlin Clark ain't the first good basketball player there, and right now at this moment she's not the best player. She's very special, but she ain't the best. Well, there's been no shortage of think pieces on this. There's been no shortage of people who have decided to talk about what it means for Caitlin Clark to be a part of the conversation. One of those people who has spoken up has been Jemele Hill. If you don't know Jemele Hill is a very famous, very popular commentator, formerly from ESPN. She is now a contributing writer for The Atlantic.
Okay, folks. I'm gonna make this is a sample of the video. My next video, folks. But I'm gonna make a part. So this is gonna be part 2 coming up, folks. Stay tuned, folks. I'll be right back. That was just a sample. That's a sneak preview, folks. Okay, folks. I'll see you on the other side. They say.